ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. American campaign, boys. Hee-haw! Where we are back, and oh my god, I am so sorry. For those of you in the know, I'm sorry. For those of you that don't know, while we are looking at me about to engage a British fleet. British have a battleship, so do I. I think I have some battle cruisers with me though. But yeah, I'm stalling here. I like playing games. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Well, besides reading a good book and playing with Legos, I mean, yeah, I enjoy life. However, the editing process is something I need to be in the mood for it. And that's not always the case. And, when you forget to edit something, when you leave something on the table, there is a chance you forget about it. This footage was recorded over 2 years ago. Well, close to. It was like August 24, I think I recorded this, so at the top of my head. So, yeah, I edited the American campaign up to the previous episode. That was 44, if I remember correctly. But after that, I stopped. And oh my god, I'm so sorry. As we spot the enemy battleship and prepare to engage. Now the question is, why did I stop? Well, obviously I'm talking to you from post-production. I have 1, 2, maybe 3 episodes, I'm not quite sure yet, I haven't checked. I don't want to check, honestly, that do not have any recorded voices. And, well, that annoys the hell out of me. It really does. Also, bang, that had to hurt. Because, I spent like, this episode, for example, is roughly, the raw recording is roughly 1.5 hours long. Something like that. Maybe a bit less, an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. So that's an hour and 20 minutes worth of work. Then you find out you didn't have the voice recorded. So don't worry, no worries, we'll fix it. We'll just record the voice again, problem solved. So let's assume for the sake of argument that's another hour's worth of voice recording. You can already cut some stuff in between. When you look things back, you can see like, oh, this isn't important. We can trim this down. We can make this run a bit faster. Still, it's a lot of work. And doing the work twice on a video is something I really, really, really do not enjoy doing. So I put this away, I put this on the shelf, and with the idea like, okay, next week, the week after, I'm gonna record a video of this, slowly working my way down the line, because there is still like 10 episodes on this campaign. But, yeah, I forgot about it. So, yeah, terribly sorry. Terribly disappointed as well that nobody asked me, like, where's the ending of the campaign? Like, oh. But I guess that's, torpedo attack, and yeah, we're gonna see that a lot in this fight. We're seeing, well, 2 years ago, these days I'm better at it, hopefully, I tend to get too close to the enemy during fog. Having a bit of trouble seeing the distance, realizing the distance between myself and the enemy ships. I feel like I'm like 10 kilometers out, while I'm only like 3 kilometers out, essentially. It's one of the weaknesses that I had. I'm better at it these days. I check it more often, but yeah, due to that, I am well within torpedo range of the enemy cruisers, and the enemy heavy cruisers actually pack quite a few torpedoes. Like, seriously, a lot. And then I'm also using a very bad formation, like a dual formation, essentially. If my first ships don't get hit, that's okay. My second row of ships will get hit. As another torpedo attack comes in, Fall River barely dodges. That was more luck than wisdom. Bridgeport increasing to flank in the hopes of getting Bridgeport out of there. Will I succeed? Ooh, hit, and a hit on Bridgeport, and another hit. So that is 3 torpedo hits. And the torpedoes against the battleship? Yeah, no. Ooh, another hit there. That is 3 cruisers hit. Did the battleship get hit? No. I'm very fortunate there. Very fortunate. So that's half of my fleet disabled. I'm telling you, this episode is cursed. Not just because of my performance. It's cursed also because, you know, the voice thing. So that's a dual curse. But then it gets even worse. Because honestly, this is the second time I am recording this voice. No, wait, it's the third time. I fucked up my settings in the audio recording yesterday. And I spent an entire hour talking, and then I checked the recording back, and I was like, oh fuck, there's no voice. I selected the wrong microphone settings. So yeah, this is the third time I'm telling this, and part of me finds it hilarious, part of me wants to cry. However, crying is not very manly now, is it? So no, I won't. I promise I won't. I won't cry. No. There's just something in my eye, that's all. Frustrating indeed. So, I spent like way too much time on this episode. As we round up the fight, I believe. No, we're still gonna kill the rest of the ships, aren't we? Thinking about ending the battle, can we find them again? No, we're gonna end the battle here. We're done. We're done being targeted by massive torpedo spam. just look at the damage done by that enemy heavy cruiser. Mostly torpedo damage. Yeah. Kinda annoyed. At least I was kinda annoyed when I did this recording, I think. However, we are not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We have a second fleet engagement. As we look at the SMS Prinz Heinrich. Lovely little cruiser. Yeah, I like the way that ship looks. She could do with a better superstructure, really. Alright, there we go. Click to continue. Click it. Don't keep us in suspense. Click it. Alright, I finally realized it. Yes, there we go. 1 battleship versus 3. The enemy has 2 battlecruisers as well. Ooh. Okay, we can take this. We have Connecticut, Wisconsin, and Wyoming with us. All 3 battleships have 16-inch guns. You have some duels. You have another dual setup, Mark IIs. And you have triples. And duels. Oh yes, the Wyoming. Quite a bit of firepower, wouldn't you say? Besides that, we have a decent escorting force. Group of destroyers, another group of destroyers. Yeah, we can make this work, I think. Now, these American battleships, you gotta admit, they do look cool. I mean, they're not my favorite looks on my favorite designs. Aesthetics, that's the word I was looking for. However, if I have to rate the aesthetics of these ships in game, also, yikes, that scared the hell out of me. I would rate the American ships at least shared second place, aesthetics-wise, as I slow my divisions down to combat speeds. And we already scored a nasty hit on an enemy vessel, 2 even. I think that was on an enemy battle cruiser, I'm not quite sure. We're tightening up destroyer formations, that means I'm preparing for a torpedo attack. Yeah, they're charging in, my destroyers. Locked on, ready to rock. Locking the second one on the second enemy capital ship. Please fire, please fire, please fire. We're not in range yet, we're not in range yet. Yeah, we are in range. We are in range, and we fired a massive torpedo salvo away on a slight angle as we score our first torpedo hit. Only 400 damage. We dodged the enemy torpedo attack on my destroyers. Something sinks due to heavy flooding. I do not know what it is. I do know that I need to slow down this game because my fleet is just charging in like a maniac. Let's not do that. Alright, let's take a look. The Iron Duke has sustained heavy damage. Only a single torpedo hit though, but... Ooh, flash fire. Yeah, the Iron Duke is gone. Turret tossing 101. And look at that, we're throwing in the big turrets, but also the small turrets. They're all going up in flames. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, I miss this. So, in terms of aesthetics, like I said, the Americans are second, together with the German ships, I think. I really like the aesthetics of the German ships. Until the late game. In the late game, the German ships, in the vanilla version anyway, they are so utterly boring. As we score another torpedo hit on this enemy charging attack force. Good, 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 good. Yeah, that they will not live, I think. I hope. Can't remember. So yeah, I really like the German ships as well. The Italian ships are a hit and miss for me. I think there are some very, very cool Italian guns. But besides that, yeah, so-so. My favorite ship set, you ask? My favorite aesthetics? Yeah, that's the Japanese ships. No question about it. Give me a proper pagoda tower any day of the week, and I'm happy in this game. The Americans, well, the cage masts really do a lot for me. I think they're awesome. I think it's an awesome idea. It's an awesome design. It certainly had its flaws, yes, but it was a very fun design, and I like it. I really like it. That said, though, as we see another torpedo attack coming in, but this time I somewhat expected it. We are at full speed. The way that I'm dodging these torpedoes, I mean... Am I gonna dodge that one? Yes, I will. Mission cleared, respect earned. Now that was a proper I really should add a proper torpedo beat to that. I'm too fucking lazy. I'm not gonna spend any more time on this video, but honestly, I should. Sadly though, I made one little error. Torpedoes go further. Battleships. Luckily, I think my battleships will actually dodge that attack. Yeah, they did. They did it. By now, I've scored 4 torpedo hits, 81 hits. It's not really... Yeah, my torpedoes have slightly short range compared to what I need. Compared to the enemy, so it's a bit tricky. That said though, my escort gameplay here was... well, honestly, I would say top-notch. The aggressiveness of my escorts, the way I'm using them to screen, the way I'm using them to engage the enemy, I think that is great in this fight. My battleships, yeah, they suffer from it. Because I'm focusing so much on my escort gameplay that I struggle a bit with keeping my battleships managed properly. I think my battleships are too passive, too far back, honestly. Considering the way I'm playing, I would say throw in those battleships even further. Now, as you can see, I'm preparing a torpedo attack again. Like, where are my that's my heavy cruisers. Lost sight of those as well. Battleships. Okay. They're finally back in position. As Rob Roy dies. Good. I think I missed a good torpedo opportunity here. But the light cruisers are about to unleash again. On the war slides. Torpedoes locked. Realizing my torpedoes are still reloading. So much for the awesome torpedo attack positioning there. My battleships still doing great work. Those 16-inchers are crushing it. Turning the light cruisers around. The way I'm turning them indicates that I want to bring the other torpedoes to bear. While my destroyers keep trying to harass this battleship, the Repulse. It's not a battleship, it's a battle cruiser, pardon me. Locked on, ready to fire. Not quite ready there. Torpedo away, torpedo away. You did not turn the torpedoes off, mates. Torpedoes away. Torpedoes off. Turning the cruisers around, preparing for second salvo. Destroyers turn around, ready to fire. Locked on. Destroyer Group 2. Really, yeah, the positioning of Division 5 here is not great. As a massive torpedo spam, 3 torpedo hits. That's a dud torpedo, but another one hits. So we're up to 9 torpedo hits. We're gonna get 10, 11. Yeah, we're racking up the damage now. Another torpedo salvo is out. Second one fired. Third one fired. Again, that is a nice amount of torpedoes in the water somewhere. I see only some of them. Not quite sure where the rest is, but that's okay. My destroyers are finally getting into a good firing position against Repulse there. Let's engage. Destroyer torpedoes fired. Yeah, interesting angle. Enemy will not see that coming. I hope. As another large torpedo group is gonna hit the cruisers. Yeah, diadem, bang! 2 torpedo hits. Nice. Subtly might take a torpedo, not quite sure. Diadem will survive, I think, but barely. Oh, look at that. Repulse, you're in trouble. Beautiful. 4 torpedo hits. Repulse is down, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, destroyers. I did forget to turn the torpedoes off on those destroyers, though. I just realized. The blessing of looking at these footages like 3 times by now. It allows me to be critical. And I think, overall, this was a good fight. Like I said, the management of my ships was good. I have not been paying enough attention to enemy torpedo launchers, though. So, I'd give myself a, I don't know, a 7, 7.5 out of 10 on performance on this fight. Definitely not a bad fight. But, I made some mistakes. Luckily, the mistakes did not hurt me. Unlike in the previous fight, where the same mistakes really hurt me. Now, my 16-inchers are all targeting different ships. Counting on my battleships to actually end this fight here. Although I still have some torpedoes at least. No, you're turning that way. I would have turned the other way around these days. But the enemy is not really accurate, so I suppose it's fine. Yeah, if only we had torpedoes ready on those destroyers now. It would have been devastating at this range. Sadly, we don't. Enemy torpedo attack. Responding by turning my light cruisers away. Only a single torpedo. Are we gonna hit the wreckage? Yeah, maybe. As the cruiser Essex dies, and we are in the end stage. Torpedo attack. Yeah, turn that off. As we are in the end stage of this engagement. 2 enemy cruisers remain. And it is all over. A dud. Come on. That would have been a nice ending there. Alright, one more. Ah, she died. That torpedo hit would have been a nice ending to that ship. The Warspite. It's one of those ship names that, you know, when I see it, I'm like, okay, I gotta kill this ship. Every nation has 1 or 2 names, some more than others, of ships that I'm like, I want to kill this ship. You know, just historical names. Like Warspite, Prince of Wales, the Hood, the Renown, for the British. Things like Tirpitz, Bismarck, for the Germans. All French ships. Nah. French have some awesome ship names. But, yeah, these kind of, yeah. An unknown battlecruiser is sunk. We never even identified her. Which is brilliant. Which is really, really brilliant. As I'm trying to fix some stuff here. In the meanwhile, closing a door. There we go. I hope you don't hear the washing machine and dryer systems too much in the background. No rest for the wicked, though, as we immediately dive into the next fight. Enemy heavy cruiser. This should be a relative easy fight, right? 30 times speed. Destroyers, am I going for torpedo attacks? Nah. Let's just join up with the battleship and let South Carolina handle things. Aiming shot out. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a cursed battleship. Look at that. The front turret is not moving. Second salvo out. Yeah, we definitely have an error on this ship. That is not good. We're down 3 barrels. Third salvo. Enemy ship destroyed. Aiming shot towards the other ship is out. Second salvo. Target neutralized. Not destroyed. Yeah, target destroyed. South Carolina, even though you're down 3 barrels, you are rocking this game. Wow. Bloody intense. Really intense. Good work, South Carolina. Only scored 3 hits so far, but in 3 hits we killed 2 ships. Shots out. Target neutralized. Aiming shot out. Target neutralized. Job done, ladies and gentlemen. South Carolina just annihilated this enemy task force. What a performance. Even though the ship is, well, another cursed thing about this campaign. A ship that doesn't work properly. And honestly, we really don't want that, do we? So, I suppose we need to jump into the designer immediately. Let's get this fixed. Notice that we are on 1.4.11 and now we are at 1.5 version of the game. So halfway through we apparently we had an update on the versions. So now we're playing with a different version of the game. Look at that, 1.5. We're getting close to the modern era as we hit the designer. Okay, take 2. This is the dreadnought we were looking for. Moving the turret a bit further forwards in the hope that it can rotate down. Oil 1. Drop 4. Coincidence 5. Okay, no radars. Trying to balance you out a bit. There we go. A new perfectly balanced battleship. Hopefully the turrets will actually work now. Group 5, yep. Just save the design, there's not much else we can do. With our fleets off the coast of Great Britain itself, we can try some invasions. We also have fleets active in Asia, of course, that can attack as well. Yeah, we're looking at the colonies. We're gonna do a colony attack, it seems. Yep. Yeah, we're breaking away the entire British colonial empire, it seems. I have to pull this fleet back home for repairs. yellow circles of the minefields, I had forgotten. After all, right now I'm playing mostly on the modded version of the game that removes... Ooh, hello. That removes mines and submarines. Which is sad, in a way. Understandable, but I'm not necessarily against the two. I mean, believe me, I know how frustrating it can be to lose your battleship to a submarine. Even worse when you lose a second battleship the turn after. Yes. For more information, check out my Japanese campaigns. Something about a Yamato and a Musashi. Something about an American submarine. Ooh, it still fills me with rage. But also, you know, my own faults, sending out battleships in a sea where there were submarines present. Hunt down the submarines, then send in the battleships. It's not that hard. Naval invasion over there, going strong-ish. Also, the fact that Borneo and Sarawak have been captured by China is hilarious. I do like it when nations take something that is like so out of their way that it's kind of fun. Okay, a lot of fleet movements are being set up. Pulling another destroyer back. I think regrouping them into a small fleet. Moving my subs a bit further outwards. Okay. Plenty of enemy shipping in the Atlantic still. Not necessarily in the Caribbean. Or the Gulf of Mexico. Nebraskas are obsolete, mate. And this is one of the things that well, okay, we're gonna build more battleships? Are you kidding me? How many battleships did I build in this game? And some West Virginia class heavy cruisers. We're building 60 ships at the moment. We're barely over capacity though. So we're gonna cancel a light cruiser there. That fixes it. I mean, we're building 5 battleships. This is a lot. Like 2 turns later, we have the Connecticut facing off against Tiger. And it will be the last fight of this episode, I think. Looking at the time, yeah. Most definitely. Still, anything can happen. It's a relative fair fight, although, no, it's not. I have 2 battleships. I don't do fair fights, I'm playing as the USA. Connecticut's beautiful ship. There is... American battleships have a certain charm to them. And they're not my favorite looks. Also, is it a flash fire? Yeah. British battles cruiser there. That is confirmed. One of her guns is gone. Brilliant. But as I was saying, it's not my favorite look, but I think overall in this game, I would rate the looks of the American ships to be a good second place. Maybe a shared second place, sure, but I would rate them personally as the second best looking ships. First place, yeah, there is no question about that, folks. The Japanese fleet has my eternal love in that regard. I find the ships very interesting looking. The other nation on a second place / third place, I'm not quite sure yet. I would say the German ships. I love the earlier German ship aesthetics up to the modern age. The modern German ships in vanilla are way too limited. Essentially, they only have a single kind of superstructure, single kind of, you know, we're building a Bismarck. That's it. Don't get me wrong. I like the way the Bismarck looks. But after you build like 10 of them, you're like, I want to build something else. Other nations don't have that. As Wyoming and Connecticut are just murdering anything that moves. Like, look at that, look at those numbers. Full 100% chance to hit. Like, every real salvo means the end of an enemy ship. I'm not even kidding. Last defiant shot doing 10 damage on my warship. As 8 British ships are down the drain. Or well, down the ocean, really. And yeah. With that, ladies and gentlemen, comes an end to this episode. Italy, 17 ships. Yeah, okay, interesting. Are we gonna do an invasion? No. The Brits still have 51 ships. They can still form a... they still have a potent force. 4 battleships can still do a lot of damage. I'm attacking one of the few Italian colonies remaining there. The attack there is going well. Yes, I think, ladies and gentlemen, things are looking good. And with that, I thank you once more very much for watching. Welcome back to this blast from the past, I'd say. And I'll see you next time in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Until then, take care, folks.